Okay, now let's look at scatter plots. The first thing you need to scatter plots is to put your data into the calculator spreadsheet. But before we do that, let's go ahead and make sure that we have everything clear. So let's go to y equals, and there might be some equations there. And if there's some equations there, you want to just clear all of them. So the way you can clear is just hit right here, just clear. And it'll clear each one. Now, there's two buttons. There's a clear button and a quit button. The clear button clears what's on there now. The quit button gets you out there and gets you back to the blank screen. So now, once we get there, what we want to do is we want to get the data into the computer. And the key is that you'll have two types of variables, right? You'll have your, for a scatter plot, you'll have your x variable and your y variable. And you just have to remember which one you want. So let's go to stat right here. See, there's your stat button right here. Go to stat and you'll have edit, calc, and test. You want to do edit and edit. So you just put enter right there and that gets you to a spreadsheet. Now if you have data there already, you can clear it. You can clear it obviously from each one, but if you put your cursor up at the top there and hit clear and enter, it'll, hit clear and enter, it clears out that whole row. And the same thing you can do here. So you hit clear and then enter and it clears out the whole row. So then you want to put the data in, and I'm going to go ahead and put my data in. You just put the number that you want. You can either put enter or just scroll down. And I have my data already there. Then when you're done, you can go up to the next one, to L2. And you have all your data in. Now it turns out you can put as many rows at one time as you want, and you just need to write down what rows each one. So the way that I did it is I want my L1 and my L2 is the two that I want. Now I can go ahead and quit here and that'll be saved. You don't have to push save or anything. And now I want to actually do the scatter plot. So I've already cleared out my y equals, so that's good. Now what I want to do is I want to hit second y equals, that's stat plot there. So I want to get to the stat plot menu, and I want to, this tells you whether they're on or off. I want to go to this one right here. First I want to, if you put the cursor on off and hit off, it turns it off. Put the cursor on and put it on. That just means that it's going to be graphed if you graph it. The next one is there's lots of different types of graphs. That's the first one is a scatter plot. This is a histogram. Here's two types of box plots there. And what I want to do is the scatter plot. So I'm going to put my cursor on that first one there, right? So right there. And then I'm push enter, and that chooses that particular graph. And then you can tell what variable you want on the X list and the Y list. Now I have L1, L2, and that's what I want. If you look down here, above the 1 there's an L1, before above the 2, L2, L4, L3, L6, all those. You can actually type that in. So you go Shift L1. You don't need to here because it's already there, but that's the way you do. And then you can do different marks. That's just for fun. There's no reason to do that. So we're all good. We can either quit here, or we can actually graph from here. Now if you hit graph there, you might not get the data that you want, or you might not get the view that you want. So go to the zoom menu, and at the zoom menu has a lot of different choices, but there's one that's specially made for graphing. If you keep going down, it's called Zoom 9 Zoom Stat, and what that is that gives you appropriate zoom for the statistical graph. So just hit enter there, and it gives you your scatter plot. And that's how you do it. That's done. That's how you do a scatter plot. Let's go over it really quickly again. The first thing you do is go to y equals, make sure everything's clear. Then you go to stat, stat's right there, and edit, and that's how you put in your data. Once you get your data in, just quit from here and get back to a blank screen. Then you want to go to stat plot and hit enter. You turn the stat plot on or off, then you choose what type of stat plot you want and what variables you want there. And last, what mark you want. We can change the mark just for fun. And then you can hit quit from there. Now you can hit graph. It may or may not graph it the way that you want it, or you can just hit Zoom 9 directly, and that graphs it and gives you your scatter plot. And that's how you do a scatter plot.